Hello. SME Griffiths, Andrea Camano and royal editor Emily Nash discussed the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla on the latest episode of the publication's A Right Royal podcast. They noted the significance of 9-year-old Prince George's role and commended him on his dutiful performance. Ms. Nash said George played such a fantastic role carrying his grandfather's robes, just looking so dutiful and yet possibly knowing in the back of his mind somewhere that this is him down the line. That's just so much to get your head around. Ms. Camano added, he did not look bored. He just looked like he was getting on with the job. He was doing it perfectly. And I have kids, that's like a miracle. Noting the intense rehearsing we saw in the week running up to, and long before, the coronation, Ms. Nash said, no one put a foot wrong. I think for a piece of theatre on that scale, that was being watched all over the world, if something had gone wrong, it really would have jarred and he just carried it off to perfection. George was among 8 boys chosen to be pages of honor for the King and Queen Camilla. They were tasked with carrying both Charles and Camilla's robes. Joining George in serving the King, were Lord Oliver Cholmondeley, 13, Ralph Talmash, 12, and Nicholas Berkeley, 13, all the children and grandchildren of Charles's friends. Camilla's pages were her grandsons Freddie Parker Bowles, 13, Louis and Gus Lopes, 13, as well as her great-nephew Arthur Elliott, 11. George was the youngest to carry out the duty, which is traditionally given to the teenage sons of noblemen and women. His role also made him the youngest heir to take part in the coronation of a monarch. Don't miss. Charles' modern monarchy begins as royals adopt new social media strategy. Insight, poll, should King Charles be allowed to speak out on political issues? Poll, perfect Kate praised for choice that kept spotlight on Charles at coronation. Latest, Kate's proud mama moment sparks frenzy as she lights up seeing George and Charlotte. Kate, the Princess of Wales, sparked a wave of support after resurfaced footage showed the royal caught in a proud mama moment over Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Video from Princess Eugenie's wedding shows Kate beaming as soon as she lays her eyes on her eldest son and daughter. The King's pages wore knee-length scarlet coats with gold trimming over white satin waistcoats and lace jabots, which are decorative ruffles falling from the collar. They also donned white breeches, white stockings and black shoes with buckles, while carrying a small ceremonial sword, historically worn to protect the monarch. The young prince arrived separately from his parents Prince William and Kate, Princess of Wales, and his younger siblings Princess Charlotte, 8, and Prince Louis, 5. Kate, Charlotte and Louis had no formal roles in the coronation ceremony but sat in the front row watching history unfold. William, however, did play a part. He paid homage to his father by pledging allegiance to him, making him the only person to do so. The Prince and Princess of Wales undoubtedly watched with pride as George carried out the formal duty, but the couple had initial concerns. According to previous reports, William and Kate had several conversations about whether or not they wanted their eldest son to take on such an important role. George was said to be involved in some of these conversations, deciding whether he wanted to and felt ready to step into the spotlight, and the prince readily agreed. news/royal/1105247 Kate Middleton News Rose Hanbury, who is Marchioness of Cholmondeley, rift rumors there's a difficult balance to be struck between preparing younger royals for their lifetime and service and duty and maintaining their privacy so that they can grow up as peacefully as possible, said royal expert Jonathan Sacerdoti ahead of the big day. When you are born to be a future king, your life is bound to be different from most people's, but that's one reason why William and Catherine have been so keen to give their children at least a hint of normality in their childhood. He continued, to be a good monarch, you might do well to have a sense of what life is like for everyone else, at least growing up. The coronation is a great opportunity for Prince George to start more serious ceremonial duties, although he is still very young and we can only hope he will not be too heavily scrutinized for his role. It will be touching and deeply symbolic to see King Charles, along with his son and grandson, involved in the ceremony. That sense of continuity is one of the hallmarks of the monarchy. Seeing those three generations not only present but taking part will be striking.
To us.